Hey y'all, happy spring. It's been a while since I last did a YouTube video. You know, so much has been going on in my life, as usual. But a lot has been going on between my last video and now. I had a little mini vacation earlier. I had a great time. Only downside is because I went back home to New York City, you know, visiting, shop and all that. I went with one of my friends. When we were out and about in the Bronx, I lost my phone. And that shit was crazy. So I had to end up going to Boost Mobile and buying a whole nother phone. As you know, I had the 128 gigs. So I had to downgrade to a 64 gig because they didn't have the 128 gig iPhone SE in the store. So you basically have to order online. Then they told me the wonderful news that I didn't have insurance on the phone, which I thought I did. So I had to pay out of pocket for my phone. And then on top of that, it looks like the newer SEs, you know how some of the phones, a lot of people have been complaining that a lot of the iPhones have been coming in with no charging wall piece. That's basically what happened. The new phone only came with the USB-C cord, which I have. I'm actually charging my phone right now, but I have a USB-C charger and wall piece. And then the phone doesn't come with headphones. So now they jipping motherfuckers with the charger and the headphones. It's a good thing I have my earphones or earpods, whatever, because if I didn't, that would have been a whole nother story. I'm surprised I didn't lose that, too. What I should have did that night that I lost my phone, I should have plugged my earphones into my phone and then kept the phone on, like kept the music on, something like that, so I wouldn't know when I dropped it or whatever the fuck happened that night. I'm still mad about that shit because I had to go turn around, and you know how it is when you get a new phone, when you lose your phone and all that, you replace it, you gotta basically go through the whole pain in the ass part of backing everything up into the new phone, you know, resetting the passwords, doing all this other shit. So that shit pissed me off. That was the only thing that really made me mad. But other than that, I had a great time. You know, I really needed a break from working all these hours and working at all these jobs. Because it's too much and I was getting a little aggravated. So, I'm glad everything worked out in that regard. I'm glad I was able to get a phone right away, too. I was able to replace the case for it, but like I said, I had to downgrade to a 64 gig where I have a lot of shit on my phone. The last, when I had my other phone last, I had about maybe 60, ironically, I had 64 gigs left on my phone. That's how much space I had. Now, it's probably will be like 10 gigs, whatever the case is. So, what I'm going to do, and this sounds like it's a waste of money, but what I'm going to do is, they said the next time I'm eligible for an upgrade on my phone is May. May is more or less around the corner now because we're getting towards the end of March, believe it or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy another 128 gigs. Take this phone that I have now and I'll give it to my mother. Because my mother needs a phone. So, it's not a new phone, but it's something, you know what I mean? She'll have a phone, we'll be able to FaceTime, and I'll make the arrangements of paying for two phones, you know, basically mine and hers. But anyways, outside of that bullshit, it was a good trip. It was a great trip. You know, I had a great time with my friend. You know, we were chilling, listening to music, laughing, joking, you know, the whole nine. We definitely ate. I definitely ate a lot of food. You know, being back home, I missed the pizza back there, yo. Like, it's funny, I was telling my friend that, we were laughing about it. Because we went to this place in downtown Brooklyn, this pizza joint. I guess it wasn't all that. We walked all the way down from where Barclays Center is to, like, I know we was close to, like, Washington Avenue or some shit. The pizza was it wasn't all that, but I had my reputation was ruined. What I mean about that is I told her prior to the trip, I said, it's no disrespect to y'all in Rochester, and it's not. It's really not. But ain't nothing like a slice back home. And the thing is, everybody and they mama know people come from all around the world to really, besides the whole tourism aspects of New York City, like, the skyscrapers, shopping areas, the whole nine. We're known for our food, mostly. We have a hell of a cuisine, basically, because we're a melting pot of cultures, different cultures. So we have, like, different types of food, different types of, cultures and stuff like that. So, a lot of people go to New York City for the food, too. Let's just keep it real, you know what I mean? Just like they go to the South for the food, for the soul food and all that, you know what I mean? So, yeah, damn that pizza shop, because that pizza shop ruined my reputation. I had to prove to her that our pizza was worth it, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, to keep it real, the night I lost my phone and we went back to go look for it, this is embarrassing to say, but I had to dig into the different garbages because I thought maybe there was a possibility I threw the phone away when it happened. And there was a possibility because when we were eating the pizza, I remember throwing the plate away, and then right after that, the phone must have disappeared from there. I had my iPod to track it, but the thing is with the iPod, if it's not connected to Wi-Fi, you're fucked basically, because you can't track it or whatever. So it said it was still in the area, so at least I knew no one stole it, but I couldn't find the shit. And digging in the garbage is embarrassing to find your phone. So it was these two assholes that, and I'm calling them assholes because that's exactly what they are. I encountered these two assholes when I was trying to look for my phone, and they was like, "Oh, you look too spicy to be digging in the garbage." I'm like, dude, I'm trying to find my phone. They're like, "Oh, you give me the number, I'll call it for you." But he was just being an asshole about it. And I said, you know what? If you're gonna be an asshole, if you're not gonna help me, just leave me alone. Don't even talk to me. Because at this point, you just playing yourself, son. You playing your whole fucking life. And mine. You know what I mean? But people could be such assholes. I remember we went the next day to see if we could find it, because it was still saying it was an area. And people were just being such, like, dicks. They didn't want to help. They acting like they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Some people were nice about it. But there was other people that was like, oh, talking over me, not acknowledging the question and shit like that. I'm like, you know what? Just forget it. So I said, you know what? I don't want to do it. And I had to dip into my savings to get another phone, too. I don't want to do this, but I don't have a choice. So I went to Boost Mobile. We went to like 4 or 5 Boost Mobiles before I decided to just say fuck it and just downgrade the gigs. Some of the places didn't have, because I wanted the exact same phone, Some places didn't have the SE in red. Some of them had it in white and black. And then it was people that tried to make me spend more money on the new iPhone. I'm like, no, I don't want the new iPhone. It's like I said. I'm not spending $1,000 on no fucking phone, especially if I don't have insurance. That would have made me pay even more money because I don't have insurance. No. Don't tell me what type of phone I need. I know what type of phone I need. That's why I'm coming to you. You know what I'm saying? People be doing too much. They be doing too much, and that should be pissing me off. I hate when you go to a store, especially a phone store, electronic store, whatever you want to call it, and they try to convince you to spend more money than you coming in there and spend. I'm telling you what type of phone I want. I'm telling you. You're not telling me. There's the difference. Okay? If I wanted the new phone, I would have told your ass, give me the iPhone 12 and blah, 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 or whatever the case is. Especially considering the amount of gigs that I had originally. To get the new iPhone in the same gigs, that's a lot of money. I don't got money like that. That's why my ass is coming in the store trying to get the cheapest thing possible, which is what I had. That's why I got the SE in the first place. It's cheaper. It has the same chip as the 11, so it's fast. And basically, the 12 is the same as the 11 from what people have been telling me. And if that's the case, I might as well get the 11. And I don't want the 11. The point is, I want a phone that has my home screen, home button and stuff like that. I don't want a phone that doesn't have a home button. If I wanted one, I would have been got one. But then I thought about it and I said, okay, they don't have the SE. Maybe my next step is to get the 11. The 11 didn't come in yellow. Now, I know some people's like, oh, well, why are you so picky about your phone? Why shouldn't somebody be picky about things that they're spending a lot of money on? Right? It's like an apartment. You're not going to spend $2,000 on an apartment that you don't like in some way. You'll be living miserable. And you paying out your ass to live in a place that you don't feel like is home. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You want to spend your money wisely and accordingly. You don't want to spend your money on shit just because everybody else is spending. I don't care what everybody else is spending money on. It's my money. Okay. But anyways, enough of the rambling. Long story short, I had to downgrade my phone. But the good thing was I was able to replace my phone in fast. So I was able, and because I backed everything up prior to that, in my iCloud, I was able to recover a lot of my text messages, a lot of my pictures and apps and stuff like that. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff I had to change passwords on, and things like that. So that part didn't work out, but at least I got a phone, you know. And this was around the time I was in New York City, so my parents was expecting to see me. And when they didn't hear from me that day, they're standing there calling in a panic. I didn't want nobody worrying about me. And then it's this whole thing when I was at Boost Mobile, they talking about, oh, we can replace the number. Why would I want to replace my phone number? I told you I lost my phone. That doesn't mean I want to replace the phone number. Sometimes, God bless their souls, but a lot of these people that work at these stores do too much. They do too much to the point where customer service, it would have been better if they didn't overstep their boundaries in that regard. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it is what it is. Other than that, it was a good trip. You know, I had a great time with my friend. You know, we ate and, you know, had a great time. So that's the good part. I got a chance to see some of my family. I saw my parents, even though I couldn't physically see them. I had to do a window visit, but it was better than nothing. I saw my sister. So, you know, it was productive in some way. I didn't get a chance to see my other friends that still live in the city, unfortunately. They were they were working. And, you know, a lot of them were busy at the time. Our timings were kind of off. So, what I mean about that is when they were available, I wasn't, and vice versa. So, but next time, I'll be able to see them. I got a few new stuff, obviously, since I last seen y'all. I'm going to show that to you now. I got a chance to go to Guitar Center, too, when I was over there. The Guitar Center that I went to where I got my first guitar at. And it was good. I'm glad they were still open. Shout out, I forgot the brother's name that had helped me out at Guitar Center. But shout out to him. Guitar Center at Atlantic Avenue. Shout out to him. Because from the moment I walked in there, he was welcoming. You know, he was actually working on someone else's guitar at the time when I went in there. But he managed to take time out of what he was doing to show me around, show me, excuse me, the different guitars. Because I wasn't really going in to buy a guitar. I was just looking around. But he went out his way to help me out. Because I asked about if they had Stratocasters. I'm a Fender Stratocaster person. So I really don't like the Telecaster. I feel like it's one of the worst designed Fenders to me. That's just my opinion. You know, don't come at me about that. That's just my opinion. It sounds great, you know, but design-wise, it doesn't really, you know, doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? The Stratocasters has always been guitars that attracted me. But anyways, he took time out of what he was doing and showed me around, and I appreciated that because he didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. But when I went to Guitar Center, I got a slide. This is basically a tube that you put on your finger. You slide it across the fretboard, and it gives you that bluesy sound to your playing. A lot of blues players use these. Some metal players use these. So after so many years of seeing it in the store and not buying it, because maybe I couldn't afford it, or maybe I didn't think I needed it at the time, I got one. So once I start practicing again, which I don't know when that's going to happen because, you know, I'm so busy, I'm going to try out that slide, see how it is. I got to get a capo next. A capo is basically like a clip that you put on the fretboard on whatever fret you want to put it on. And it's kind of like a tuner. Not necessarily a tuner per se, but it gives you different sounds as if you did have a tuner. It's kind of hard to explain. A better musician would be able to explain that for y'all than myself. You know, I'm not really, I'm an aspiring musician, but I'm not really, you know, I'm no Jimi Hendrix, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You will have better luck speaking to somebody that's really a good musician that knows what they're talking about. But anyways, I got that, and I got a practice pad. It's a drum practice pad. A lot of drummers use these, you know, when they're practicing prior to their gigs and shit like that. I actually saw something like this in Best Buy a long time ago. I think, I don't know if I was still in high school at the time, or I could have been, I had probably just graduated high school, or I could have been in college at the time. But I saw one in Best Buy. That's when Best Buy was more or less still selling DVDs and CDs and shit like that. Because sometimes they sell, you know, musician stuff. And I forgot how much it cost, but it wasn't that much money. But at the time, I didn't have a job, so I was still getting my allowance and things like that. So I remember going to my parents for it. And Mom was like, this and that. I think she wanted me to use the money to get cigarettes or something like that. And by the time, you know, a pack of cigarettes is expensive. By the time I went to go buy the drum set, when the practice pad rather, and I had the money for it, it was too late. It was gone, and I could never find that specific one again. So I'm glad I found it at Guitar Center. But yeah, at least I got a chance to, you know, make my trip productive. I got a few things here and there. I got a few clothes and stuff. I'm not going to show you the clothes because it's not really interesting. But let me show you the stuff I did get. I had stopped at DSW. It was in Atlantic Avenue Mall, by the way. And I got this puzzle. It's a 500-piece puzzle. I think it's called Winter Dogs. So this is pretty cool. Like I said, when I get a chance, I'll you know, dip into this puzzle. I went at Target. We were in Jersey City for the hotel because Jersey City was cheaper. I got another copy of Get Out, but it's just the regular standard copy. It's not the, whatchamacallit, it's not the Blu-ray, but I have the Blu-ray. Entertainment Weekly, I also got this from Target. Celebration of Black Film. So, it has a couple other films in there, you know, Coming to America. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom was in there, of course. Black Panther is in there. Medea films and, you know, all different black films and stuff like that. So yeah. And by the way, I did see the sequel to Coming to America, and that shit was hilarious. I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My other man, Jermaine Fowler, was in it. I was hyped when I found out he was in that film too. For somebody who don't know who he is, he was in Sorry to Bother You too. He was in a couple of films. And he was in Judas and Black Messiah recently too. He played Mark Clark, which was one of the Panthers that were in the house the night that the morning, I should say, that Fred Hampton was assassinated. He was also assassinated. He was actually the one that was in front of the door when the cops came in there. And they claimed the Panthers fired all these shots at him, but the only shot that was fired was from his gun that dislodged or something like that when he had gotten shot. So, but Jermaine, considering he had that very small role, he did an excellent job in that. I've seen Judas and Black Messiah about 6 times at this point. I saw it in the movie theater when it came out, and then I saw it on HBO Max time and time again. And like I said in my review video of it, it's a masterpiece, and it's a much needed film that needs to educate a lot of people that don't know about the Panthers and don't know about Fred Hampton in particular and what he was trying to do for us, you know, trying to get our rights and, you know, fighting for us, fighting for justice for us and things like that. But anyways, I had bought the Coming to America issues of Essence magazine before I went on my trip. So this is the Kiki Lane cover. By the way, Kiki Lane, shout out to her too. She's an excellent actress too. She was in If Beale Street Could Talk with Stephen James. Excellent stuff. And of course, this is the one with Eddie, Jermaine, and Arsenio. Oh yeah, Time magazine's 100 most influential people. Next 100. This is the more recent issue for this year. This is Dua Lipa on the cover. To be honest with you, I really don't know much about her, except that she's a singer, and I probably heard 2 or 3 songs from her, but, you know, that's about it. But Lakeith Stanfield's actually in this list, which I'm proud of him for, man. I mean, and he's nominated for an Oscar, which I'm glad, because I kept saying, you know, people need to give Lakeith his flowers, and he did an excellent job in that film. Only thing I'm confused about, why is him and Daniel nominated for the same Oscar, basically, for supporting actor? So who the fuck was the lead? That's what I would like to know. Because first, when the movie came out, they said, I was under the impression that Daniel was the lead in Judas and the Black Messiah. But then, I found out that Lakeith, in fact, was the lead, because it was basically, the film was basically in the perspective of William O'Neill. So it was kind of like William O'Neill, you know, his observation, so to speak, his point of view, kind of, because it was really showing the duality between him, you know, basically being a snitch for the FBI, and then him being, you know, in the Panthers and getting close to Hampton and all that. So that's why it was confusing to me that he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. How do you have 2 actors in the same film, one being the lead, nominated for the same? It didn't make any sense to me. At first, I was excited about it, but then I saw that Daniel was nominated for the same one. I'm like, wait a minute, so who the fuck is the lead? That's the only issue, like, y'all fucked up with that. But then somebody said that Chadwick Boseman was nominated for lead actor. And I guess they figure he is going to win. And so in order to be fair to Daniel and Lakeith, they kind of downgraded their award eligibility or whatever the case is so that Chadwick would win. And I wish they would have been honest about that when they made that decision to do that, because it's confusing. But anyways, if Lakeith wins, I would be very happy, because that brother is, like I said, I put him in high regard for a reason. And he's fine as hell. But minus the good looks and the charm and things like that he has, he is, to me, and a lot of people that are fans of his, besides myself, he is a film chameleon. So basically every role he's been in, he's blended into it, and sometimes we forget he's in there. Like if you look at Get Out, and I'm using Get Out as an obvious stereotypical example, but nevertheless, and you see him and Daniel. They didn't really have that much scenes with each other, but the scenes that they did have was, you know, impactful, so to speak. And then you look at their roles in Judas and Black Messiah. You forget these same two motherfuckers. It's just two different films, but they brought the different dynamics to it. But what I'm basically trying to say is that you forget that that is them. They are that much, and Lakeith in particular is that much of a good actor where you forget sometimes that is him when he's in these different roles. Like Uncut Gems is another example. The only reason why I hated his character was, well, his character was meant to be hated more or less, was because his character was mad, petty, and shady as fuck. Like, but the thing is, so was Adam Sandler's character. So in a way, he needed the money to kind of, you know, show him how much of an asshole he was himself. I don't know. That's probably my perspective. But Lakeith did an excellent job in Uncut Gems, and I don't understand why he didn't win an award for that. And I damn sure don't understand why Adam Sandler didn't, because he annihilated that role in Uncut Gems. That whole entire film was a masterpiece. It reminded me of a Casino, and as far as the fast-paced intensity of it, it reminded me of Casino, and I love that because I love Casino. It's one of my favorite movies. So that's why I don't understand why they didn't win an award for it. But it just goes to show you these award shows they're kind of fluky. You know what I mean? With what they do. But he did an excellent job with that. But then when you look at different roles he took when he was in Death Note, I mean, you forget, like, dude. But it just goes to show you how talented he is as an actor. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm glad he's getting his just due and respect in that regard, because the brother deserves that respect. He honestly should have gotten that respect when he was in, you know, his first major film, which was Short Term 12, and he did an excellent job with that film. So honestly, he should have got Oscar buzz then. But, you know, like I said, it is what it is. And speaking of him and best performances, this is the W magazine with him on the cover. It's like different people on the cover, like different covers for the best performances issue. But obviously I had to get Lakeith's cover for, you know, obvious reasons. And the Vanity Fair issue that also has him on this cover. It's a long cover too. It has Michael B. Jordan, Sacha Baron Cohen, and I still have to see Trial of the Chicago 7, but from what I've seen in the trailers, everybody, Sasha and Yaya included, did an excellent job in that fucking movie, period. So, yeah, but let me see if I can open this thing up so y'all can see. There's Lakeith in the yellow, and there is Maya Rudolph and Spike Lee. And happy belated birthday, Spike Lee, by the way. Then Awkwafina, Michaela, Cole, and Dan Levy. Yeah. This is a dope magazine cover. I gotta put all this shit away. And that's going to be a pain in the ass to do, but it is what it is. Finally, I finally got this magazine in the mail. I had to order it again, basically, but I finally got it. This was the UK Guardian. Is that what it is? Yeah, the Guardian, the UK Guardian, with Ashton Sanders on the cover. And this is actually from 2017, so it's a little bit after Moonlight came out. Like I said, I was waiting for this in the mail for a long time. And I had to order it again. And somehow, when I ordered it again, it came in the mail fast. So, I don't know what the hell going on with eBay, but they need to get together. But yeah, so I finally can add that to my collection of Ashton Sanders magazines. And then, I don't know if I showed you this one, but this was another issue. Issa Rae magazine that I had gotten. I want to get that paper magazine that she's in. I love that magazine cover, and you know I gotta represent this sister because Issa Rae's another one that really needs to get her flowers because she's amazing at everything she does, man. My introduction to her was actually through her book. I didn't get a chance to see her web series, the Awkward Adventures the Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl. I didn't really get a chance to see the series when it came out on YouTube, but I read the book and then I fell in love with her talent ever since, ever since I read her book. And then that's when Insecure came and I was like, yo, I love Issa, man. I will forever stand Issa and Lakeith because those two to me are, they're not afraid to be themselves. They're not afraid to, do what they got to do, put all their hearts and souls into their talents and shit. God bless them, man. That's all I gotta say. But this is Glamour magazine. Ironically, Lakeith is in this magazine too. But yeah, this one is from 2018. It was right after, I say maybe like the first or second season of Insecure, and then it was talking about Atlanta, because Atlanta, the second season was out at that time. And I got a GQ magazine, another talented brother, Jonathan Majors. I look out for this brother because he's extremely talented, man. And he did an excellent job in Lovecraft Country. I still have to see the series, though. I saw a few episodes, but I have to see the whole entire series. My introduction to Jonathan was actually through The Last Black Man in San Francisco because he was in that movie. And that was my introduction to Jonathan. Very talented brother. I mean, you got a lot of talented actors that's out now. I'm telling you, man, our generation my generation anyway, seems to, they on their A game now. You know what I'm saying? And then it was these two parade magazines. This is actually from the newspaper. This one is from December. And this one is recent, close to recent, February 28th. Yeah. So that's the stuff that I had gotten. The parade magazines are exception because they were in the newspapers at my job or whatever. Some people throw away the newspapers, and I figured I didn't want to let these go to waste, so I took those. The Vanity Fair magazine was actually from one of the residents at my job, when they get rid of stuff. So I guess she didn't want the magazine, so she gave it to me. Right? Actually, I asked her if she wanted it because I noticed she had it on the side. She wasn't really touching it like that. So I figured if I didn't ask her, she would have threw it away. And this was the issue that I wanted to buy anyway, So I said, do you want that magazine? She said, she's like kind of dismissive about it. So she said, why don't you have it? I said, okay, well, thank you. That's why I asked you, because I was hoping she would say yes. But if she said no, that would have been fine. But, at least she was nice enough to give it to me instead of throwing it away and tossing it in the trash. So, that was nice of her to do that. Actually, I have one more thing to show, but I'm going to show in another video, because this video is already half hour at this point. I had gotten a book, and shout out to it's this fan page on Instagram for Yaya. Was two. I'm going to shout out both of them. Yaya to Mateen quotes. I could be mispronouncing the title, but forgive me. And hell yeah, Yaya. Shout out to both of y'all, because y'all holding it down for Yaya, and I appreciate it. And that's what's up. It's good to share that that fandom with y'all. And shout out to Ashton Sanders' fan page, Tawny. Shout out to you, sis, because you're an absolute sweetheart, man. Her fan page, yes, she had original one. Instagram fucked it up for some reason. But she has a new one. Official Ashton Sanders fan page. And then she has another one, huge fan of Ashton Sanders. She has a backup page just in case. So if y'all have an Instagram, go follow those two. And go follow those fan pages of Yaya too. But anyways, hell yeah, Yaya has suggested to me. Actually, they didn't really suggest it to me. I kind of saw it in their stories. They were showing that they had gotten a book from eBay of the Chicago 7 movie, Trial of the Chicago 7 movie. It was kind of like one of those for your consideration books that they sell. So they had recently gotten that, and I had noticed that there was a Get Out book in there. It was like a picture book for Get Out, and then there was another one for Us, and I think they had one more book, Moonlight, the Moonlight one. So I happened to comment, comment on people's stories, and I happened to comment. I'm like, hey, I noticed that, those books are dope. That's what's up. So they told me where they got it from, and I'm like, eBay. Okay. Moonlight was actually from the A24 website. A24 is the company that, produce a film and all that. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to check it out. And I got the Get Out book that she recommended. So, thank you. Thank you for recommending that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? It's called Now You're in a Sunken Place. And it's a book that was inspired by the film. And a lot of people did different paintings and different artworks of the film. And I guess they sent it to Jordan Peele. And I don't know if it was him or whoever was in charge of oh God, I can't even talk. I'm sorry. I'm still kind of tired too. Of publishing the book. I guess he sent it to the publisher. The publisher made a book on it. A lot of those paintings were fire. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. And it's nice to know that if you're a filmmaker, that your film has that type of influence on people where they're inspired by your art, by creating their own art. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's all I have to show you for today. Once again, I'm sorry for rambling on in this video. It's just been a long time since I last made a video. And there's a lot of things that I wanted to talk about also. So, I'm going to catch y'all next time. I'm going to see if I can show you that Get Out book when I get a chance. If I don't get a chance to do it now, that's fine. But I hope y'all doing okay. And I hope y'all safe out there. Now, just be careful. So one more thing I wanted to mention. I had forgotten to mention one of the last videos about Dave Chappelle. And the reason why I wanted to mention Dave Chappelle is because he had tested positive for COVID a while back. I think it was maybe a few weeks back or something like that. So I'm glad that the brother's okay now, but I wanted to, you know, basically give my well wishes to him. I didn't get a chance to do it, you know, in the last few videos I did. So I hope you're doing all right, Dave. You know, just hang in there. And we've lost a couple more legendary people. We lost Marvin Hagler and a few other people that had passed away recently. So rest in peace to them. And I'm going to catch y'all next time. Hopefully when I'm not too busy. Thank God the weather's cooperating. It's beautiful out here today, you know, nice and warm. So spring is finally here. Daylight savings time is back. So everybody's feeling good. You know, everybody's more or less awakening from this winter depression, and you know. So I'm gonna catch y'all next time. Hope y'all doing okay, and hope y'all staying safe out there. I'll see you later. Peace.